I think a lot of times you have dreams or a vision about how something should turn out. And the biggest surprise for me when it comes to the STEM Center is just what a wonderful space it is. We originally started out just trying to have a little robot barn, a little practice field. And so to be able to walk into this space and see all of the opportunities that are here, all of the sophisticated equipment that we've been able to install and to teach kids how to use it, all those things, just the completeness of the center, it just doesn't ever stop surprising me.
For me, when I walked into the STEM Center, I felt, wow, was not only just, like, we really pulled this off, but I remember when we first started in 2015, a team called the Killer Bees, and everybody like, oh, the Killer Bees, they're just amazing. And I remember looking up into the loft, and there was their head coach standing in our STEM Center. And I was like, oh my goodness, the Killer Bees are in the house.
Being away from school, I'm not as involved as I once was, and I came back after a break, and there's a whole new building added onto the back of the building, and it's like, where did this come from? I mean, I was gone for 3 months, and there's a brand new building already built up. So I think that's one moment that will always stay with me.
Biggest moment that comes to mind was a few years ago when we won state championships, and seeing the blue banner and the HSC field behind us, and just really thinking that out of all the teams in the state of Michigan, that Hemlock, beat all of them. There isn't D1, D2, D3. Like, it's all schools against each other, and the fact that Hemlock was able to become the very best of the best was really amazing to see.
Yeah, I couldn't stop crying. Stepping back in 2015, we couldn't have ever imagined even dreaming about a STEM center. We were tucked away in Tom's office, and then we moved into a slightly bigger closet and then into a classroom, and kind of multiple classrooms before this dream started.
Kids would shoot things from the robot that would leave holes in the ceilings, and that was never fun, cleaning up ceiling tiles from the floor. And it just was obvious that if this team was ever going to be successful, if we were going to be able to give the kids the opportunities that they really deserved, that we needed a space that was dedicated to STEM education and to be able to host our robotics team.
And I don't think neither one of us really thought for a minute that, we could really pull the funds together to create something this spectacular. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of time on top of our full-time jobs to do that.
Don's a visionary, and he's always looking for opportunities to improve the school district and to make something exciting happen in the community. So we drove around and we're trying to figure out what would be a good place for the pole barn to be. And I think sometimes leadership is really pushing people to do something. In Don's case, it's more an opportunity of giving you the space to go and explore and try to figure out what you can really accomplish.
And I remember one time he was busy doing something else, and he left us with the draftsman for the building.
Yeah, the architect.
The architect, yeah. Right? And we added another room to the building when he was away from us, and he's like, I've never let that happen again. But he did. He really put total trust into both of us.
I was able to really start to experience and play around with real kind of cutting edge things and learn a lot. So not only was it something that I was learning because it was useful in life, but I was also getting to learn brand new topics. It made kind of learning a fun and challenging experience.
I remember in middle school, I was trying to help out as much as I could with the FRC team, and I was spending hours and hours and hours on live chat with a 3D printer company, trying to get our 3D printers up and running. And now seeing the newcomers to the 3D printer industry, you just take the printer out of the box and it works. And it's a skill, just like any other that you can bring to the table that, when you go to a company. And I think that, FIRST Robotics teaches you so much more than just, they teach you life lessons, and it teaches you skills, and it really acts as a launch pad to whatever you choose to go to next.
Yeah, I think that the reason that we kept coming back is that we kept seeing success. We kept experiencing it, not just with our two boys, but we kept experiencing it with others. And I think that as educators, we get excited when we see growth and when we see people being able to be successful. So it's kind of a contagious, it's very contagious though, the excitement and the energy behind FIRST Robotics and the way that they organize their and structure their game.
I think that's what keeps us coming back, is that return on investment. It's just trying to continue to grow and be better and better.
The program as a whole is great at that, is giving kids the opportunity to learn how to research, not being afraid to fail, because the only way you're going to make progress is by trying stuff, and most of the time it doesn't work first try.
I know it's changed lives. I mean, they tell us it does. The kids tell us it's changed our lives. Parents tell us, I can't believe what this program has done for my kid. I never thought this could ever happen.
Kids grow in confidence. They also learn how to learn things.
I thought it was kind of a joke at first. I didn't know it was real. I guess the first time that I realized it was when the sign was in the parking lot and it was getting ready to be put up. It's a pretty cool moment when that happens. I never thought that it would be, named after a family.
Yeah, I was surprised that they named it after my brother and I. It was a cool experience. I know how much time, effort, sweat and tears and blood that my parents put into it, and they really deserved it. They really deserved it, and I was very happy for them.
All of a sudden the letters showed up and it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, that was amazing. It was a very proud moment. It really was. It was incredible and thoughtful is what it was.
It was a real surprise when the board decided to name it. I had to go through and change all of our fundraising materials at that point. But as someone who naturally doesn't like a lot of attention, it really took me back, and I wasn't sure how to feel about it. I was pretty self-conscious about having something named after us that was so public, because there are a lot more people than just us involved. A lot of people that have put in an incredible number of hours, from the families to the robotics team members to the school administration. Don Killingback and the board is very supportive. So it was an incredible honor, but it's something I didn't really expect or welcome, anticipate. It was a very humbling time, absolutely.
We couldn't have done or had what we have here without our sponsors. Over in the high school, we were in maybe 7 different places. And then all of a sudden we were all here, and it was so loud in here some nights, you couldn't hear each other talk. And so we knew that expansion had to happen. We just weren't sure how or when we would have the money available to do that.
Yeah, I think something that really surprised me is how we've really grown a ton in the different technologies that are here and available. The same cobot that our kids are learning and playing around with is what's used at Next here and other businesses in the area. When we started in a broom closet. We had no space at all, and now we have a designated classroom Some of the new technologies that our students have been able to learn is simulation, full-on visualization of these simulated parts, which is really kind of amazing. You're able to program the robot before the robot's even built.
It's preparing those kids if they decide to go to college or into the trades. I mean, they are literally the same exact machine.
Not only do we have the technology here, but the fact that we're able to, at this point in time, share it with others in the area. We did some 3D printing camps this summer where teachers from other schools were able to actually come learn how to use the printer and take it home with them. So not only impacting our school, but other schools as well.
It's making school, college more affordable for students that come through the STEM Center. We have the scholarships for Michigan Tech and Kettering and SVSU. I mean, I think that it's really cool, and there's no schools that I know of that just for being part of the robotics program, schools are providing, colleges are providing money for students that come through our STEM Center.
So adding that additional Kiel Innovation Center wing onto this building has definitely helped with areas for people to be able to go and kind of focus on their specific areas.
Now that we have a full designated classroom, I mean, it is really amazing. We're able to go in there, teach our students, let them actually have an opportunity to apply things and learn.
Yeah, instead of being all huddled around one laptop trying to point out what lines of code does what, everybody gets their own computer, able to program at their own pace. So
Well, I think too we can point at the 3D printing lab in the same manner that there's a designated spot where people can go and focus on a skill that needs to be taught. And the electrical lab too, like that was designed by looking at the Michigan Tech and Lake Superior labs, and Ben's help. He came home over spring break and set that up for us, but it's nice to be able to have those mentors be able to go in there and focus on a specific task.
It was great that we were able to do this in 2 phases because we were able to get this very critical part with the field and the shop set up and be able to grow into it a little bit and then understand what we really needed. We needed a place for our Lego kids.
It wouldn't be successful without businesses being involved and sharing their expertise and sharing their people. All of our mentors work for businesses in the area. It is definitely working.
We know that the most important things are the lessons learned along the journey, but the championship truly was something that we will always have, and really served as a notification that what's going on with Hemlock Robotics is real, and it's really important, and it's at a very, very high level.
I think the most fun for me is now, looking back on it and seeing, like you and I, we go back and rewatch the matches almost every time we're together, it seems like, and watch those matches back. And I remember shortly after there was a podcast that came out, and they were talking about the teams, and it's nice to be mentioned, and it's nice to be noticed. One of the guys said, 5712, Hemlock Gray Matter is here to stay, and hopefully that's true. Hopefully we keep getting better. You're right. It's not anything but full gas. We want to be at the top, the very, very top, year after year, make things happen. I think it's, we're going in the right direction, and there's always room for improvement. So it'll be fun.
We are a small town with big opportunities.